Any other multitaskers out there? I sure am, and I used to pride myself in the ability to think about everything all at once. Maybe I thought it was kind of a rite of passage in parenthood, because there are certainly days where I spend more time thinking, maybe worrying about all of the things that my kids need to do, all of their schedules. And it's hard not to think about everything at once, right? I mean, my kids have school and appointments and chores and sleepovers and practices. And sure, they're more responsible now than they were when they were 5, but as parents, we are still the ones at the end of the day who are ultimately responsible for raising them and keeping them safe and making sure they have dentist appointments so their teeth don't fall out, for reminding them to shower. Come on, parents of teenage boys, are you with me on this one? We all have to keep them safe. And it's hard for me not to think about all of these things at once. And then there's the multitasking in my own life. I am the queen of having 25 tabs open in my internet browser. And I start working on one thing, and then I have something else that comes up in my mind that reminds me of something else. So I start working on that. And then I get a text when I'm at work from a Connect group leader who needs to reserve a room. And then I start to check our facility schedule, but then I get an email reminder about something else. You can see how this cycle just continues. And then some days, between my kids and my work and my own life, I end up really off balance. My beginnings, they seem to blur with my endings, and it feels like I can't finish any one thing, let alone finish something well. And sooner than I know it, other pressures of work or family start creeping in, and it's overwhelming sometimes. The lack of balance, that overwhelming feeling, it leaves me wondering, can I do anything well? Maybe you can relate. Well, today I want you to go with me in the Bible, way back to the very beginning, to the story of creation, to Genesis chapter 1. We hear about all the amazing creating that God does in the beginning of the Bible. There was light and darkness, water and sky, vegetation and seasons and creatures of the sea and of the earth. And the Bible talks us through the days, through the creation of all of these things, through the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth day. And at the end of the fifth day of creation, where living creatures of every kind are brought forth, God says, that was good. God sees it and says, that was good. And then there's even more. God creates humankind to be in God's image, to take care of all of these other things that have been beautifully, wonderfully created. And after the creation of humans, we hear these words: God saw everything that God had made, and indeed it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning, the sixth day. So maybe that's one of those things you need to hear today. You need to hear a reminder that God created all of life and it was good, but then God created humans, you. And remember, it was very good. Even though life seems off balance and overwhelming, you are not only good, you are very good to God. But that just leaves us the sixth day, so bear with me for a second. We listen to this part of the story next. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all their multitude. And on the seventh day, God finished the work that God had done and rested on the seventh day from all of this work. So God blessed the seventh day and hallowed it, because on it, God rested from the work that God had done in creation. A few weeks ago here at church, my coworker Katie put a big Post-it note, one of those huge 3M Post-it notes on the door. And she wrote on there, she invited us to ask the question, what are you celebrating today? She attached a Sharpie marker to it and invited us to write down little things that we were celebrating. She didn't say, what are you working on for tomorrow? Or what is on your to-do list that we can all remind ourselves of? It had a simple statement, what are you celebrating today? And in that moment, I saw some real beauty to that, the simplicity of that question, to really stop and think about, what am I celebrating? So maybe for you, for me, when work or life seems out of balance, maybe we need to stop, remember to celebrate something. On that seventh day, God didn't multitask and feel overwhelmed and out of balance with one more thing to create, one more thing to do. God rested. But I also believe that on that seventh day, God was celebrating the work of creation. And that's what God wants for us too. that rest and celebration, that time we sometimes call Sabbath, that may be what you need at this moment. Thanks for watching the Daily Dose. We'd love for you to subscribe on YouTube, catch up on other daily doses that you may have missed. And if you're watching on cable, be sure to invite someone to tune in with you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Have a good day.